We have another video interview going on right now, the last one for Reflex GT7. We have the bosses, both of them, Xorta and Vandal, his right hand. And yeah, Xorta, why don't you start explaining how do you organize such a big tournament? When do you start?
Well, thanks for having me, first of all. All right, yeah, so where did I start? Well, it all started with Team Reflex, actually. I was the manager of a Dutch community clan called Team Reflex. And, well, we attended a few events here in the Netherlands, but most of them weren't organized really professional. They lacked professionality and consistency and all sort of things. And we felt like, okay, we know how to run a LAN, but we don't have the equipment yet and the money, and so let's just try to get those things together. And well, fortunately, I was able to get all the things together: the people, the money, the equipment,
The venue.
yeah, a venue with help of Chaos. So yeah, ultimately, we hosted a Halo LAN and a Call of Duty LAN, and it was, well, not that much of a success in terms of teams, but the teams that were there liked it very much. So that's how it all started. That's how it continued to grow in the community, and now we're big.
And now you have a tournament going on with 40 teams. That's nearly as big as EGL. Did you expect it when you started?
No. Well, when I started, I was only aiming for the Dutch community. So I never expected to have 40 teams, well, 1 year and a few months later. Yeah, and for this event, we opened a ticket shop for 32 teams. It was sold out within a week, which is quite fast. And then, with the help of the European esports event, I got in contact with him, and we thought, like, hey, if we borrowed each other's gear, would we be able to have more teams? And yeah, why not? So that's how I was able to have 40, and well, they all filled up.
Okay, so how big is your staff right now? To organize all this, you need lots of staff members, I guess.
Well, I think it's not that big. It's mostly me and Mick doing all the main stuff, and then there is Unix, who's quite familiar in the Call of Duty scene, who's doing some behind the scenes things, and of course on the event itself there's all the referees and well, Chaos TV. But when we're not at an event, it's just mostly me and Mick doing most of the things.
Could you explain, yeah, what exactly are you doing to prepare the event, and what especially is Mick doing to prepare the event?
Well, we're still messing a bit with who does what. Actually, we're not
so everybody
that
does
organized,
everything?
but it mostly comes down to when I have a task that, well, how do you say it? When I have a task, well, yeah, it's a bit unorganized, I guess. But when I have a task that I feel like Mick can do also as well, Mick gets it immediately. So I have a lot of tasks that I can only do because I have a history of like a year doing things for myself, and Mick really rolled into it step by step. So yeah, it's just a bit, well, yeah, unstructured still, but yeah.
Okay. So now a question for you, Mick, Vandal, Cox. Could you tell us the typical day as a Reflex GT staff member? For example, today, how did you start it?
I got up this morning.
You didn't take a shower, as I can smell?
Oh, we're going in that way. Nah. Well, indeed, there wasn't time for a shower. Xorta woke me up. He said,
well, you're sleeping in the same bed, yeah?
You need to be at Waterlooplein at 15 minutes. What are you doing still in bed? So then I stayed in bed until he asked me again, and then I rushed to Waterlooplein for the taxi service. And after I drove some people to the venue, well, the ordinary stuff happened, which we do here.
So the ordinary stuff is what I'm aiming for.
The ordinary stuff is like doing everything that needs to be done, which is quite big, but solving problems, reffing matches, helping attendees solve their problems.
Protecting your Xboxes from getting stolen. I heard you had a little problem today.
Yes, that wasn't too waterproof this time.
A box was stolen, actually, yeah?
Yes, I think so.
People can't behave. That's a pity. Okay, Xorta, the next big event in Call of Duty is the Battle of Amsterdam. It's
Yes, that's right.
nearly the same venue, and it's nearly the same time. So it's 11th and 12th of February.
Hmm.
Don't you talk to each other? It's an EGS event. Why do you hold two big events so close to each other?
Well, I have to say, I think EGS planned it to have it on somewhere late January or early February, before I even announced Reflex GT7.
Okay.
So I don't
So
think.
you're the bad guy.
Yeah, I think I'm the bad guy, but they didn't even release any info, so no one could know, you know. And I decided to hold it in this weekend. On the last day of Reflex GT6, really, I was there like, okay, so when we're gonna hold the next event? Well, that's a nice weekend, and I've just picked it. Well, it did. There was some thought behind it, of course, but it was quite. I think it was for the EGS. I think they were quite surprised, so they immediately rolled out their event to prevent, their event from not selling tickets. So I don't think they did it consciously to. Mess with us or anything, because they have their own schedule. But yeah, for the next time, I think we will watch out for each other.
Good communication is definitely needed there.
Yeah, sure.
One big advantage of Battle of Amsterdam is free pizza. Why don't you have free food here?
Everyone was hyped about the free pizza, right?
Definitely, I read it
Well,
and I said, okay, this is definitely an event I'm going to attend.
Yeah, it's sick. Well, actually, we did responded with the early bird tickets, and the early bird persons received free food vouchers. So yeah, it's comparable.
All right, yeah, I guess that's it for my questions.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your time. I think you're still a bit in a hurry. I don't know. How is it right now? Can you relax already?
Yeah, I can relax now. It's like the quarterfinals, and it's the only match still playing, and it's
The lower bracket finals.
It will take an hour, so I can relax now. Yeah.
Great, you hear that. Okay, thanks for your time.